Hi, this is Jackie. We're at CrossFit RVA in Richmond, Virginia, and today we're going to talk about bar muscle ups. So the first thing I want to discuss is how bar muscle up is much different than a ring muscle up. And if you're starting out with muscle ups, you're finally up that progression, I would suggest starting with the bar. It's a lot more stable and safer than rings. So if you don't feel stable up in the rings, like if you're catching the ring dip and then you fall out, you could easily hurt yourself, blow out your shoulder. So the bar is obviously much more stable. You can throw your weight onto it and it's not going to move anywhere. So the first thing we're going to cover is the kip. And this is a lot different than a kipping pull-up, just in the power aspect. Same kind of movement. You're still initiating from your shoulders, using your hips for power, but you're going to put all of your power into the swing versus a kipping pull-up where you don't need nearly as much power. So I'm just going to show you the difference between what my kipping pull-up looks like versus my kip for the bar muscle up, and you can see how much more power I put into it. So you're basically going to do the hardest kip of your life into the bar muscle up. So this is just for a kipping pull-up. You know, I'm obviously putting power into it, but not nearly as much. But you're gonna see the difference between my kip there and the bar muscle up kip. So as you can see, I was really extended and put all of my power back into that swing so I could get up there, because I have to cover a lot more distance when I'm doing a bar muscle up versus a kipping pull-up. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the pull. And for this, like I said, you're going to make a big kip, and that is going to bring you higher up on the bar. So you're going to be rising up, so you're here, rising out, and your arms are staying straight, so that when you get parallel with the bar, that's when you start to pull in and pull up. So you're going to raise up straight arms, keep them straight until you get to that moment of weightlessness, which is much higher in the bar muscle up because you're using that big kip. And then you're gonna pull yourself up on the bar and dip out. Versus when you're doing a pull-up and you're just kipping here, you're about here with your moment of weightlessness and pulling. So that moment of weightlessness gets higher when you're doing a bar muscle up. We're gonna talk about cycling bar muscle ups now. And when I first started trying to do bar muscle ups, I was doing what I thought was right, and like a kipping pull-up, pushing away from the bar to get my next rep. But that just throws you out of control, and your swing just gets too big that you can't get back up there. You're too far out behind the bar on your next swing. So you want to just drop and then do your next bar muscle up, which is like so not kosher in kipping pull-ups, but it's a different movement, so just bear with me. So you're going to be up on the bar and you're going to try and be as narrow, as close to the bar as possible when you drop. So you're just going to drop straight down so that you can get that big swing again to get back up. So you want to almost think of them as individual muscle ups, and you're just dropping to that point where you're you're starting from the floor for a bar muscle up. So I'm going to demonstrate what the pushback does to your muscle up and how it throws you out of control. And then I'm going to do 2 muscle ups with that drop and show you how much more control I have in that swing. So we'll do, first thing, the bad one. See, I can't, there's no way I'm getting back up there. So now I'm gonna show you what happens when I drop and then push my shoulders forward again like that big kip and get back up there. So much more control in that swing on the second time. So you definitely wanna drop and push forward. So that was bar muscle ups. Again, I'm Jackie. We're at CrossFit RVA in Richmond, Virginia. And don't forget to subscribe to us on the YouTube page.